Very excited. President of Lawyers for Lawyers, the board members, distinguished jury, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much to the jury for such a impressive introduction about all these nominations, and I really appreciate that. On March 27, 3 weeks after I arrived in Tilburg, under this Shelter City program for 3 months of the Justice and Peace in collaboration with the Dutch cities, I received an email informing me that I am awarded with Lawyers for Lawyers Award 2017. I spent half an hour reading that email and rereading it again just to make sure that it was not a mistake. So my first thought was really, well, but I'm still young, you know, I'm young and not much experience. Or maybe perhaps I'm also small to carry this heavy award. But then I felt honored and humbled to accept this award. An award recognizes the perseverance of lawyers in upholding human rights and rule of law while continuously being threatened. I stand before you today to convey my deepest appreciation and on behalf of my Thai lawyer colleagues in being honored with this award. Thank you, Lawyers for Lawyers, and everyone for supporting us. I would like to draw your attention to the human rights situation in Thailand. As I heard the comments from the jury, is relatively unknown to the West. On 22nd May 2014, the Thai military staged a coup, replaced civilian power with military rule, among other methods, by implementing martial law throughout the country, suspending the constitution and replacing it with an interim constitution that gave the military ultimate power over the country, granting military officers powers to arrest and detain a person up to 7 days without charges and without access to lawyers, imposing a ban on political gatherings of 5 persons or more, and extending jurisdiction of military courts to civilians in certain offenses, including the crime of lèse-majesté, which carries a punishment of 3 to 15 years in jail per count. The situation prompted me and my colleagues to react. It was the mutual agreement among not just human rights lawyers, but our friends, including human rights defenders, activists, and volunteers who have long worked in human rights fields and social justice, that this is the time that human rights defenders must step forward to be at the forefront to protect the rights of the people. Therefore, on 24th of May 2014, we set up an organization called Thai Lawyers for Human Rights, or TRHR, to help those arrested and persecuted by the military regime. We thought that the situation would return to normalcy in 3 months' time, but then we realized that the military government would remain in power for longer. And yes, they remain in power until today, and human rights situations in Thailand remain unchanged. During the past 3 years, TRHR has assisted in at least 110 court cases in military and civilian courts, in cases of freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and for those in need, just to ensure their basic access to justice. At the same time, at least 2 of my TRHR colleagues who monitor and document human rights situation are facing charges and subject to military court prosecution for doing their jobs. Nevertheless, they have never given up and continue to give their best to their work. Ladies and gentlemen, since the military coup in 2014, Thailand has put in place a repressive legal framework that is inconsistent with the rule of law. The interim constitution gave the head of the junta sweeping unchecked powers to issue any orders that cannot be judicially reviewed. The new permanent constitution, promulgated on April 6 this year, leaves these orders intact. As a lawyer, I cannot accept such a repressive framework and system which undermines the system of checks and balances, democracy, the rule of law, and the guarantees of rights and liberties. Simultaneously, the military junta and their agents are immune from legal accountability for their actions. How can any legal professional who must uphold and protect the law accept this? are we not the protector of justice? In 2015, I faced a significant challenge in my professional life, a real test. What kind of lawyer would I be? What would I tell my clients when I visit them in prison? I thought it would be unethical and a breach of my client's confidentiality, and importantly would signify my consent to breach the legal integrity of justice and allow an attack against the independence of lawyers. So my answer was no. I refused to comply with the authorities and their breach of the law. Although this incident has led me to face a raft of criminal offenses, including refusal to comply with an official order and sedition, which subjects me to military justice, I have no regrets. I have to say, apart from having principled and courageous colleagues with me, my decision was inspired by the brave hearts of young activists who peacefully speak out and protest against the unjust system, the illegitimate, undemocratic regime. One of whom is currently detained and has been in prison for more than 5 months under the lèse-majesté offense for sharing a news article of the Thai king's profile on Facebook. I hope that we will extend our thoughts and attention to them, the peaceful defenders of freedom of expression and democracy, and all those who stand up for the rights of others. The courage that many may admire me in the course of my legal work and defending other rights is a collective strength and shared commitment of the many people in my life. It is impossible to name everyone. Among others, I would like to thank you, my family, for raising me with passion in life and human dignity, for always advancing me with better education, regardless of financial difficulties, and for giving me the freedom to be myself, to follow my purpose, and to work as what I love to do. I'm thankful for their endurance and their strength to stand with me on this challenging road. Importantly, I also would like to thank you, the human rights community in Thailand, international communities, organizations, friends, and everyone who see the importance of human rights. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you to my colleagues at TRHR. My courage and unwavering commitment are a reflection of my teammates, as well as other colleagues who have never given up and have long struggled with hope for fairness and justice. I cannot thank you enough. If you are watching and hearing this now, I hope that you feel my support and the support that many people around the world admire your work and your commitments. As this is an endless struggle, I would like to also encourage my colleagues and the new generation of young lawyers, human rights activists, to not give up and hopeful and be proud of what you're doing. The Lawyers for Lawyers Award indicates the solidarity and integrity I have received from my colleagues of profession, that I am being told firmly again and again, June, you did the right thing. This is what a good lawyer is supposed to do. It means that when our friends face problems and threats for defending human rights and protecting the legal system, they are to be encouraged and supported so that they can continue to function independently without fear and harassment. In light of this, I truly believe that the award is dedicated to many other deserving lawyers and human rights defenders. Some are here with us today who have never given up their fight for justice and rights of others, not only in Thailand but elsewhere. The award is not a personal recognition of winning the prize, but the collective recognition of the great work of everyone in this never-ending fight and common struggle for fundamental rights and justice. Let us not forget that our work is far from over. Keep it up every day and everyone. Thank you.